Hi, I am Sowmyan. Welcome to my Japanese lesson number 32. To see the full series, visit my channel Avid Reader 100 on YouTube. In the last two lessons, we saw a few masho form examples. We took the opportunity to discuss the noun form applications. In the current lesson, we will discuss the masho form. We will also take the opportunity to discuss application of certain particles. The first example is Raishu, Mata, Hanashi masho. The forms ending in masho are called volitional form. They express a wish or a suggestion. As we may recall, masho form is translated to let us. Hanashimasu is the masho form associated with hanashimasu. It means to speak. Hanasu is the plain form of hanashimasu. Hanasu is a group 1 verb. The te form will be hanashite. The I in this shite is silent, hanashite. Unlike other group 1 verbs ending in ku, gu, bu, mu, nu and ru, where the consonant associated with the verb ending did not appear in the te form, the su ending verbs have the consonant s showing up in the te form. The meaning of the sentence is, let us speak again next week. We saw an example about the intent to write next week in lesson number 30. Here it is to speak. This requires two people. So, let us speak is a very appropriate form. If you are given to monologues, you may want to say hanashimasu instead of hanashimasho. When we add the question particle ka to the end of a statement, it becomes a question. Let us becomes shall we in this context. Raishu mata hanashimasho ka means shall we talk again next week. The simplest Japanese sentence is just a verb. The masho form in particular also translates into a acceptable and complete English sentence. Machimasho means let us wait, and machimasho ka means shall we wait. The question phrase in particular can also stand for shall I wait according to the context. Generally, there is no singular or plural differentiation in most words, but the masho form implies the plural in many contexts. Matsu is the plain form of machimasu. The chi came here because su is the sound for t plus u and chi is the sound for t plus I. Our logic for conjugation in group 1 verbs was to take the ending consonant plus vowel pair and change the vowel from u to I and append masu. So, when you take tu and substitute ti, you get machi instead of matsu. So that's the way this transformation happened. The ru, su and vowel plus u endings transform into itte in the te form. So matsu will have matte as the te form. Vovarimasho is the masho form of vovarimas. Vovaru is the plain form of this verb. It means to end or to finish. It's almost like saying make it to get over. Vovaru is ending in aru and is obviously a group 1 verb. So the te form will be ovatte. At the end of a workday, a colleague may ask you like this. Probably both of you are working in tandem together or jointly doing something. So he may ask, shall we stop? After you had a hard day and it's all over, why not have a cup of coffee? So the next example is kohi o nomimasho ka. Kohi is coffee. If it is a black coffee, then you can say braku kohi. Braku is a transliteration of black. Nomimasho is from nomu. We have already seen nomu. It's more likely that when a Japanese colleague or business associate wants to spend the evening, he would like to have beer rather than coffee. So you can practice saying biru o nomimasho ka instead of kohi o nomimasho ka. Now let us consider the use of some particles. I will discuss the particles o and ni here in this slide. The first example is Keiko-san wo machimashou. Keiko-san. Keiko is the name of a female person. Michiko in the next example also is that of a female person. The ending ko is used with the names of women. We have seen this verb machimashou in the previous slide. It was a standalone word in that slide. Now it is in a sentence. Let us look at both the sentences. Keiko-san wo machimashou means let us wait for Miss Keiko or Mrs. Keiko, as the case may be. Michiko-san ni aimashou means let us meet Miss Michiko or Mrs. Michiko, as the case may be. Now, aimas is the masu form of aimashou. Avu would be the plain form meaning to meet. This is a verb where the last two characters are both vowels. The te form for this verb is atte. These two sentences look very similar, but still we used o in one and ni in another. Why is it so? Please recollect the differentiation between transitive verbs and non-transitive verbs or intransitive verbs that we made in lesson number 26. When we introduced the particle o, we said it's only used with transitive verbs. If you ask the question, what, do what, verb what, and if there is an object the verb can take, then it is transitive. If there is no object the verb can be associated with, it is intransitive. So transitive verbs describe action. Intransitive verbs indicates state or involuntary happening. These are the differentiations we had between transitive verb and intransitive verb. Now, I must is an intransitive verb, so it does not use the marker O. To understand this further, I refer to a dictionary. The meanings are on the lines of you meet a person, you encounter a person, you have an accident, you bump into a person, or you see them as you are going somewhere else, etc. Then there is also another dimension in the sense you come together as if to say it is not entirely your action alone and hence it's a happening. There is no meeting without the other person also being in front of you. There is a sense of this being either not an active task or it is a state. I also see the application of deliberately planning to meet that use I must. So I suppose the act of meeting is conceptually slightly different from what many people may popularly believe it to be. The particle ni has many meanings. These are on, in, at, for, from, to, and with. Here we can say it means with. That will mean Michiko-san ni aimashou as a meaning let us meet up with Miss Michiko. Machimashou is associated with the plain form matsu. This is both a transitive and intransitive verb. We could have said Keiko-san ni machimashou also. It's a little strange to say waiting is an action verb while meeting is not. But think about it this way. Waiting can be a deliberate waiting and not just happenstance. We also clarified the meaning of I must as being in the sense it's a happenstance or coming together. Now let us look at the last sentence. Gurin-san wa raigetsu mata Nakamura-san ni aimasu. Gurin-san wa, the wa indicates Gurin-san is the subject. Gurin-san is Mr. Green. Gurin is actually a transliteration of the name Green. Raigetsu indicates the time frame. It means next month. Gatsu is the name of a month. Getsu is the count of a month. Next month shows this has to be translated to the future tense. Mata is again. Nakamura-san is Mr. Nakamura, is the name of a person. Nakamura-san ni aimasu is a structure similar to Michiko-san ni aimasho. Only that it is aimasu here, it was aimasho there. One party other than the speaker is meeting another person who is also not the speaker, and so there can be no masho, just mas. String them all together, you get Mr. Green next month again Mr. Nakamura with meet. Okay, you can reorder them and get the sentence. Mr. Green will meet Mr. Nakamura again next month. Okay, let us wrap up with this and see what we have learned in this lesson. This lesson we saw some masho forms. We also revised the concept of transitive verb and non-transitive verb. We needed to understand this because of the use of particle. The particles we considered are o and ni, and these vary according to whether the verb was transitive or non-transitive. So that's what we achieved. In the next lesson we will consider some more particles. That brings us to the end of lesson number 32. There are some more lessons in the pipeline and should appear within a couple of days. We will continue the discussion on particles in lesson number 33. To watch the entire series, go to my channel Avid Reader 100 on YouTube. To get alerts of new posts, subscribe to my channel. Deva Mata Gambata Kudasai.